Hi everyone. I would like to share with you today a message, a channel message that I actually already shared on Instagram, but I would like to bring it here again so we can deepen this conversation and allow ourselves to bring more reflection to this message. The message was, when there is lack of understanding, there is judgment, and judgment produces all types of lack of satisfaction and unfulfillment. If you can contemplate the simple aspect of being grateful and not engaging any aspect of reality that produces the feeling of lack, incompletion, and judgment. Because when you are engaging in this type of energy, you are automatically blocking the communication with divine. If you want to activate this part that is dormant, you must engage yourself in the type of communication that is higher. I love this message because it is an invitation for us to contemplate the simple aspect of being grateful. When we are engaging in a thinking pattern that is of the ego, we are focusing on lack, we are focusing on what is wrong, and we are blocking the communication with the divine. We are blocking ourselves energetically. We are creating this energetic block that prevents us from expanding, from accessing higher levels of awareness, that prevents us from being awake, from being part of the cosmic truth. And this is something that I always, invite my clients to do as well, is to journal with your higher self. If you want to start channeling your higher wisdom, your higher self, or if you believe connection with spirit, you want to put this on paper. You want to start to embody that. And one of the ways that you can do it is through journaling. You can create dialogues between your inner critic and your higher wisdom, and let this dialogue bring healing, bring understanding, bring insights for you. When we are sick or when we are feeling blocked, when we are sad or depressed, we are engaging in this type of inner dialogue that is really negative. We are depreciating ourselves, we are judging ourselves, we are judging others, and it's an endless cycle of unfulfillment. It produces this sense of unfulfillment, lack of satisfaction. Nothing is good. Nothing is good enough. And then we start to develop symptoms, we start to develop diseases, we start to develop neuroses, problems in our relationships, lack of communication with others, because we are operating through the ego. We are operating through this part of ourselves that is unreal, that is false, and it carries illusions. Our only job is to release these blocks and strengthen the communication with divine, because when we are connected with the divine, we are connected to this field of infinite possibilities. We are connected with our creative intelligence. And when we are able to channel this creative intelligence, embody this creative intelligence, we live with ease. And we start to live effortlessly. We are simply trusting. We are simply aligned. When you strengthen your connection with your higher self, that part of you that it has unlimited potential. There is a quote from the Course in Miracles that is one of my favorite quotes. When I'm going to quote a Course in Miracles, I think I always say, this is my favorite quote. So perhaps I have 500 favorite quotes, but anyway, there is this beautiful quote from the book A Course in Miracles that says, there is no limit on your learning because there's no limit on your mind. Can I repeat that? I love this. There's no limit on your learning because there's no limit on your mind. Limitations come from the ego. Limitations come from the body. Limitations come from karma. I love this definition of karma. Karma is universal balance of cause and effect. When we are simply not aware of the law of cause and effect, we keep repeating patterns, and when we are unaware of what's leading us to the outcomes that we are not comfortable with, we keep repeating them. And that's why hypnotherapy, it's so profound, because when we are able to bring light, bring understanding to the patterns that we've been choosing for ourselves, we can break them. And we can only break them if we really go to that root one. When we decided that life had to be a struggle, when we decided that we were bad, when we created that limiting idea that led us to create all types of symptoms and behaviors that are actually keeping us prisoners of the law of cause and effect. When we bring this understanding, we become the co-creator, and we attain this Buddhahood, which is the capacity to understand the law, the mystical law of cause and effect, and bring harmony to ourselves and others. And that's the path to enlightenment, is when we are not fighting with this law anymore. We are not, engaging in the type of inner dialogue that is not helpful to ourselves, not helpful to our growth. We are actually embodying the wisdom. We are embodied wisdom. And what we think, what we say is embodied wisdom. And that brings fulfillment, that brings joy, that brings happiness, that brings health. And I would say that coming back and returning to the message that I read, when we learn how to use our energy in a way that supports our health, that supports growth, that supports love, that supports peace of mind, we start to create transformation, and we go to a different level. We turn the page, right? I was working with a client that has so much trauma, and we did some trauma healing, and she told me that there was a heavy weight that was lifted after we did our session together, our regression session together, that she was carrying for many, many years. And it's so beautiful. She has a beautiful testimonies on my website on first page. That identity that she used to tell herself, I'm broke, that is gone. And she can now, connect and revive and expand this awareness that she's perfect, that she's divine. And we are all divine. So I think when we activate this communication with the divine, we reconnect with this true essence of who we are, that is pure and perfect and has this unlimited potential, right? Recently, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he mentioned being, really difficult sometimes to deal with some of his thinking patterns and thinking processes. And this is something that I constantly see happening in my work as well when I am with my clients in my office, is that inner dialogue that is really limiting. I can get it, it's really difficult. And if we can just engage ourselves, if we can just, consciously make a decision that we are not going to engage in this type of inner dialogue that is suppressing us, that is limiting us, we start to breathe a little more. We start to have that deep breath that allows us for expansion and growth and possibility. When we open space for possibility, we are no longer trying to fix problems, no longer judging that, someone did something wrong to us, or I'm wrong, I'm bad, I'm not there yet. We are no longer trying to fix the external with this mindset of lack. We are simply focusing on what our soul really wants. We are asking more frequently, what's the perfect plan of my life? What does my soul really want? What's going to bring a sense of joy and ease to my life? We live in the moment. We are asking ourselves, and we are willing to get the answers from within. And this peace of mind, or this gentleness that start to emerge from within, guide us and lead us to create different causes. This gentleness leads us to live in a more unified way, where we are not fragmented. We compartmentalize things, so we see, there is my issue with my partner, then there is the issue in my job, then there is that issue with my mom. We keep focusing on our different issues, and we try to solve them, and we keep judging them. We keep seeing what's wrong, right? And I think when we access this pure divine essence, and we start to live from within, we let this divine essence emerge from us, there's nothing to fix anymore. We start to live in this state of mind that is more receptive, that flows more easily. We are not trying to grasp, we're not trying to control, but instead we are much more present, or I could say that we are even giving our best to each circumstance, rather than trying to take from every circumstance. And when we do some regression, right, when we do inner child work, a lot of the times when we have a wounded inner child, when we still need to do that integration with the inner child, integrate with the adult self, most of the times, if we didn't do that yet, we are letting this inner child, letting this wounded self control ourselves. So we are in this survival mode, we are in this desperation mode, or we are in this give me. I'm vulnerable, I'm weak, I need. And we can't pass that. We can't access that power, because there is this wounded inner child, there is this part of ourselves that needs to heal. So part of my work is to connect with that part of ourselves that is unhealed, or that is not integrated with this part of ourselves that has this unlimited potential power to co-create reality, or to expand in a way that feels good, that feels appropriated, that feels expansive. And in this process of strengthening our communication with the divine, a lot of the times what I've seen, even in my own life, is that we need to open space. We need to dedicate one day where we are, more in tune with that, and we are going to nature, we are journaling more, praying more, we are being more intentional to connect with that part of ourselves, that intuition. We need to open space for that, for this emptiness that allows us to change patterns, change energetically. It is a fact that we are, living in really difficult times, and when we watch the news, when, we see reality, it feels really tight in the body, right? And when we see ourselves, we must bring up this awareness that we don't need to take in, we need to expand. We need to expand our awareness. We need our potential to heal ourselves and others is so enormous, it's so big, it's so vast. And sometimes what happens is that we lose this power, we lose this capacity to embody this power, because we are engaging with this illusionary self. We are engaging with what is false. I recently had a really beautiful session with a client that has anxiety, we did a age regression session, and we discovered when he decided that by holding his breath would be safe. And that was when he was 1 year old. He was just a baby, and he saw something in his room, a figure, could be a person, but was a little scary. And he decided that by holding his breath, he would disappear. He was just a baby. And when we are anxious, what happens with the body? We have a shallow breath, we tense up the body, right? Definitely there's no flow of air there when we are anxious. So it's so interesting to see how emotions get trapped into the body, how beliefs can determine how we feel in the body. Our subconscious mind is directly related to our autonomic nervous system, and the subconscious mind is the feeling mind. How we feel will automatically affect our body's function. So it is really beautiful to see that we have so many tools nowadays to clear trauma, to bring peace and joy and health to ourselves. It's a choice, because we have so many possibilities available to us that we cannot say, oh, my problem cannot be solved, right? I don't know from where this is coming from. I guess I'm just gonna be suffering forever, right? For every single symptom, there is a tool, a path that can help us. Like, this is so amazing. It's so amazing to see that we have this ability to, and then I think it is really humble to be able to ask for help. It is really humble, and we need each other. We need each other. We need more and more the sense of community. So the last episode, I had an interview with Jan King, and we were talking about the number 6 being the ruler of 2022. And the number 6 is Venus, and it brings this idea of harmony, relationships, beauty, right? And I love that conversation, because the times that we are living right now are the times where we must get together. We must strengthen that sense of community. And when we are living in community, when we are helping each other, when we are really valuing our relationships, the people that we love, when we feel that we can count with others, and when we also share with others whatever we want to share, but when we share from the heart, we feel connected, and we are connected with the divine in this way as well. For some people, connecting with the divine is connecting with nature, is being connected with others, is this feeling of nourishment, this feeling, just feeling grounded and supported, having a healthy life. That's communication with the divine. Divine is everywhere. And this shouldn't be luxury, right? We that's actually our inheritance. This is our birthright. To be at peace and to be happy is our birthright. We have this right. And it is only a choice if we really want to live in alignment with this gift that we have. It is a choice. We can make choices for ourselves. And to finish this topic today, I would like just to invite you to come with me. We have a women's circle in July in Ithaca, New York. You can find more information on my website, lucamy.com. And if you would like to learn more about hypnotherapy sessions and my work as a transformational coach, please go to my website, lucamy.com. And I also invite you to check my online program, Embody Your Life's Purpose. In this program, you have access to many online sessions and 3 sessions with me. If you like this show, please subscribe, leave your review. Let's connect on Instagram as well. My Instagram is lu.camy, and I will love to connect with you there. Bye.